very much, and it's great to be back in Beirut again. I love this city, this incredibly dynamic location, and obviously in this wonderful country. And thank you to the organizers for inviting me to come back again. Thank you. Okay. I defy anyone to say that trust isn't a key issue of our time. In fact, it's the #1 issue impacting brands on a global basis. It's why I wrote a book about it. And so from my point of view, this is where we stand now. What does this all mean from the point of view of brands across a multitude of sectors, across a multitude of industries, no matter if you're in the car industry, or the fashion world, or retail, or hospitality, or whatever? As I say, I fundamentally, clearly believe that trust is the #1 pivotal point that's impacting brands globally. All heard about the issues they're in, and that obviously still the key point that's being spoken about is the potential destabilization of Donald Trump with the 2016 elections. My book comes out just before the American midterm elections later this year. And so that issue, when social media finds itself at the forefront of the war on truth, is a key point and a real fundamentally key issue for society. When people can't believe what's being put in front of them, we all suffer as a result. Meanwhile, back in mainstream branding land, in terms of why does this matter and why does this impact brands of every description, in terms of actually how those brands are put forward and how they're communicated, there's an amazing amount of absolutely dynamic disruption going on via what was until recently viewed as being an incredibly difficult to explain issue that is now becoming ever clearer. As mentioned, it's all about giving physical products digital passports, so you can prove that authentic journey from production to the hand of the consumer. Elsewhere, what are we seeing? The issue of, when it comes to authenticity, as I mentioned at the beginning, in a post-truth world, when trust is so difficult to find, when that core foundation of authenticity is very often evaporating, it's a typical story or a typical viewpoint that we look to the hand of the maker. Naturally, when used properly, the emotions engendered via linking a brand of any description to the country of origin are incredibly powerful. So when you look, again, in this instance, obviously, at Lebanon, and you look at the way that brands that are manufactured here can link into the incredible dynamism of this country, the resilience of the people, the beauty of the natural landscape, the extraordinary heritage this country has. When you look at the issue of its international diaspora, the issue of the incredibly powerful work and business ethic that is linked to the Lebanese name, then you can see why brands can, when they're doing this properly, can link into a country that absolutely, as we heard the ex-British ambassador say last year, the perfect gateway to the Eastern Mediterranean and the wider Middle Eastern region. So that issue of countries telling a clear and honest and real story based on the strengths of their country are hugely beneficial when done properly. And as I say, every country wants to tell a good story about itself, and you're in the fortunate position where Lebanon can tell a great story about it.